Hello again, welcome back to Penny University. This is David, and there is some trouble brewing in Connecticut. Some 50,000 or more gun owners have chosen the path of civil disobedience and not properly registered themselves under the new laws, and Connecticut is threatening them. So let's take a look at this news footage that we have prepared.
In Connecticut, tens of thousands of residents have failed to comply with a new law that requires gun owners to register all military-style rifles with the state. In response to the Sandy Hook school shooting that resulted in 26 fatalities, Connecticut passed one of the strongest gun control measures in the nation. It's estimated that only 15% of gun owners have applied for assault weapons certificates, meaning the remainder could very soon become Class D felons. Earlier, I spoke with Brian Crosswhite, the founder of secondamendment.org, and first asked him why these gun owners are not complying with the new law.
Well, I think the issue in Connecticut is that the gun laws that are currently have been passed this January are very confusing. There's two different ways. People are looking at it as a way of civil disobedience because these laws are unconstitutional. And second of all, there's people who just don't understand the law, especially what pertains to 22-round rifles.
So there's probably estimated about 50,000 people who are not complying with the laws. Do you think this is civil disobedience?
Well, I believe that, when you look at what's going on, there's been some surveys done by the CCDL in Connecticut, and they're saying that people are coming out saying it's civil disobedience because this is a law that doesn't go against the crimes that are going on in Connecticut. It's going against the law-abiding citizens who have guns.
And you said that this is unconstitutional, though some of the members of the state legislature said it's not. Do you think this is going to be repealed, go to possibly the Supreme Court?
I'm not sure yet on that. That's something that's being debated right now in Connecticut.
And one of the senators on the Public Safety Committee, he said that if you pass laws that people have no respect for and they don't follow them, then you have a real problem. How do you think the state should move forward in bringing these tens of thousands of people back in compliance with the laws?
Well, I think they're going to have a hard time putting this back in compliance, especially when precedence is already set here in Capitol Hill with our president, who is changing the laws, which he's breaking the federal laws every day with what the stance that he's taking on different legislations, primarily his healthcare plan. So people look at that and say, well, why should we abide by these laws if the president is breaking these laws?
Well, there's also the issue of now the deadline has passed to register their arms. People have said that they're scared to come forward because they could be slapped with criminal charges. So do you think the state should take any types of steps, maybe passing further legislation, or?
No, I think what's going to happen, the governor knows very well that this is not going to work. He's not going to make everyone compliant. And there is 20,000 laws currently on the books in the United States on gun laws. And currently crime is still criminals who still use guns. It's not affecting them at all. It's only affecting the hunters and the sportsmen.
Okay, so as you've seen, they are not complying with the law, deliberately so. They, according to statistics, which, I don't trust statistics, but they're there, roughly only about 15% have actually complied with the law, and the rest of them either don't understand what's going on or are flat out refusing. I'd like to think that more so, most of them are refusing. This is deliberate defiance. And I got to tell you, Connecticut, you are being tested right now. You're a model for the government to see if they can get away with doing this. Do not let them win. If they get away with it in Connecticut, they're going to start sweeping across the country and doing it in every state. And regardless of what gun people tell you, this does not work. The only reason, there's only two actual reasons that the government tries to take your weapons away from you. Either they want to suppress you, or they are afraid of you. Take a look at the history. You get the computer right there. I'm always saying it. Turn the porn off, close the solitaire game, and get on the internet and do some actual research for yourself. Almost every example that you're going to find of the government taking weapons away, they crushed those people. literally crushed them out of existence. The few small exceptions like Australia or England, those countries took the guns away from the people because they were afraid of civil disobedience. And it doesn't work for crime. They always tell you it's for crime. It doesn't work. Take a look at the crime statistics in England ever since they took the guns away. It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse every year ever since they did this. It hasn't improved anything in England. The British people are afraid to walk in the damn street. Go talk to them. Connect up with some people in the United Kingdom and see how they feel about it before and after. It has not worked out. It's a fraud, and they use it as an example here, and it's a fraudulent example. And they talk about, actually the one I love is when they talk about gun suicide in the United States. Like, you're not going to be able to kill yourself if you don't have a gun, right? Gun just makes it a little easier than hanging yourself or poisoning yourself. But if you want to die, you're going to do it. But anyways, there's a reason, Connecticut, that the Constitution allowed for people to keep their weapons. And that was because the people needed to have an opportunity to protect themselves against a tyrannical government. That was why the Founding Fathers wanted to leave it in, because they were an uprising defending against a tyrannical government. And if they did not have the ability to arm themselves, they never would have been able to do it. We wouldn't have America if the colonists were not armed. And they wanted to keep it that way, and this is why. And right now we are facing the possibility of a tyrannical government, and it's frightening. Civil disobedience in the face of a tyrannical government is your duty. I'm not saying you have to be evil about it, but it's your duty. Think about Gandhi or Dr. King and what they did. The reason Gandhi got the United Kingdom out of India is because they couldn't put them all in jail. There was too many. There's 50,000 or more of you right now refusing to register. Are they going to put all 50,000 of you in the county jail? There's no way that they could accommodate or enforce that. It just can't happen. So stick to your guns, so to speak, pun intended. Like I said, civil disobedience when you're being oppressed by your government is a duty. It really is. Just like if you are a military prisoner, it is your duty to escape. It is your duty to have civil disobedience when you're being oppressed by your government. Don't be afraid. Don't back down, or else they'll do it to everybody. And I'm not just talking about the guns. The guns is just one aspect of what you will lose. We've already lost more than enough in the last decade. Don't give up anything else.